Hey everybody, welcome to another special edition of Scotch for Dummies. Traveling, we are in Vine and Table, our favorite liquor store here in Carmel, Indiana. And we came here to do a special review because we built a pretty good relationship with the general manager, Dennis Lynch, who's going to join us for the review.
But he's not a dummy.
Yeah, he's not one of the four dummies.
He's legit. Actually,
the most well-knowledge guest we've had on the show. So if you guys really want to learn something, listen when he gives his review. So tonight we're going to be doing a review of a special Scotch that's not really well known as far as distribution because there were a very limited number of bottles that were done of this. But the distillery is Glengyle, and the bottle that we're going to review tonight is the Kilkerran Work in Progress number 7 cask strength bourbon finish. So cask strength at 54.1%. Gonna be a little bit hot. I suspect it'll handle some water.
Yep.
A bourbon finish. We'll see how that goes with us.
That's been kind of hit or miss for us.
Yeah, right. I'm really anxious to see how that goes for us. But a little history on the distillery. Glengyle's the name. Was founded or opened up in the mid 1800s. It started because the guy that started got into it, used to work at Springbank with his brother. They started the Springbank Distillery, got into an argument over some sheep, and one brother told the other to, I don't know how to politely, go start another distillery in Scotland. So he opens up this other distillery. He can't use, it gets mothballed. Yeah, times are tough. You know how that goes in the history of distilleries in Scotland. But thankfully, this building doesn't get torn down. It actually gets reused and repurposed several times throughout history. Used as a rifle range, I think. And a pigeon coop. I don't know. But anyway, so it is purchased in 2000. And luckily, the buildings are in solid enough shape that they just have to do some cleanup. And by 2004, they are pouring out their first batch. And since then, they've been doing these work in progresses. So we're up to 7. But here in 2016, do the math, they're able to produce their first 12 year, which is, I think, hit the market. It just hasn't found its way to the U.S., but I'm positive when it does, Mr. Lynch will find it and we'll be able to get our hands on it.
Yep,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's destined to come to us, so stay tuned for that one. But what else do we want to say about Glengyle and the Kilkerran?
What was the price on it?
Price point is
$77.99.
Yeah, $77.99 here in Indianapolis, Indiana. So how many bottles were produced? 6,000.
6,000 worldwide.
Worldwide, 6,000 bottles
Not
worldwide.
Not a whole lot of marketing campaign on this guy either. It's
well, you only got 6,000 bottles.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I don't know if you're going to be able to find it or not. I hope you are. Actually, when I think about only 6,000 bottles being produced, that's a pretty good price. But anyway, nevertheless, guys, let's think about it. So it's actually I think it's the furthest south distillery in Campbelltown. It's way down, close to the coast on that point. But interestingly enough, we did try the other sherry finish. The work in progresses have 2 finishes now, so they do a bourbon finish and a sherry. So I hope that we don't let the sherry review taint this review too much, but it will be in the back of my mind. We'll see what happens.
I think it'll be an interesting comparison.
We can do this.
We can do this. So by the way, I want to point out the cool glasses that we're using here at Vine and Table. Really,
Riedel glasses.
Riedel glasses. Vine and Table.
They got the logo, Vine and Table, and look, it says Whiskey Expo 2016.
What's a Whiskey Expo? What's going on with that?
We'll talk about that on Facebook.
We will be on Facebook talking about that, and we're really excited about it. So stay tuned for that as well. So, what do you guys smell?
Nectar of the gods right now.
Nectar of the gods.
It smells delicious. Oh my goodness.
My initial one, I got a little bit of sulfur. I'll admit that.
Yeah.
Really?
But
Why?
now it's changed. So I'm not getting it now.
I smell lime.
You know, I got green apple. It's really good, this one. Lemon bonbons.
Lemon, yeah.
Lemon bonbons. Okay, I said lime. Lemon citrus is there.
I get citrus, yeah.
Lemon bonbon. Yeah.
You know what you...
I don't get much beyond the lemon, and there's a slight hint of vanilla.
Right.
And that's about it.
The apple acidity.
Yeah, non-chill filtered.
No added coloring.
Nope. No, before anybody goes crazy and talks about
At 54%
Even the
alcohol,
legs
normally
and
that's gonna knock your nose
Oh,
off.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't burn your
doesn't-
sinus at all, does it?
It doesn't smell anything like. It's
You know
got
what though?
54%.
I get a bourbon finish on the nose.
It's starting to bring in, as I give it some time now, we gotta taste it and then try it.
I don't know. For me, that green apple is really. Oh. What do you think? A little hot.
It's hot.
But you know what? I honestly don't think it's as hot as the sherry.
I was gonna say I don't think it's
I
any
think
hotter
it's-
than the 46.
No,
Kind of.
no, it's much more.
I like it. It's nice. It's got a nice little punch to it.
Reminds me of Kilkerran.
Really?
Got a little bit of that lemon.
So
Light.
it is a non-age statement by definition,
The fruit is
but
coming in.
if you do the math and you think about it in the research, it's probably somewhere between 10 and 12 years old.
I don't know.
Um,
Because they probably put some of their newer stuff in there too.
right, there's no telling. You don't
Yeah.
know what they
It's true.
if you
There's probably some
assume
chemical
that
in
this
there,
is
sure.
their original new batch 2004 stuff. You can say it's somewhere between, because they didn't release a work in progress every year. It was 9 to 10 months apart. So hard to tell. There's a lot of discussion out there using Uncle Google if you want to look into it. But nevertheless, it's here in front of us. I don't think it's as hot as the 46% sherry finish. Or it's just as hot. It's no more.
I disagree.
I do too.
Really?
Now that
Yeah.
I've had a couple sips, I can tell on my tongue that it's a little bit hotter. But I don't. It's not off-putting.
But it's not. Yeah, it's not like
Stretch.
smack in your face alcohol. It's a nice blend to the taste and
Yeah,
the smell.
it seems better balanced, I
Right.
think, than the.
Yeah, it's not punching you out like Optimor 7-1. It just
Right.
literally knocks your.
But even that's not. It goes with the
It's
style.
Right.
So
This is a good taste, guys. This is something.
I can get that bourbon in there a little bit if I
not getting
search
much
for
bourbon.
it.
That's the thing.
I can.
I don't know how long.
I
do
don't
we have any
taste
idea how long
any
it was in the bourbon?
There's no.
You don't.
You don't.
You don't know how long it was in the bourbon cask. So it was finished in them, but
Doesn't
maybe
know.
it was, well, I guess they're all bourbon casks is what they always start with. So did they change?
Probably all bourbon casks start with, and then they.
Was this double
maybe
cask?
Fresh bourbon cask.
Okay.
Check. Suspect.
But you have no idea
No
how
idea.
long. Could be 2 days. Could be 2 months. Could be 2 years. I doubt 2 years. I don't taste that. But
it's lighter than I thought it would be, and a little bit better balanced with the alcohol than I anticipated, I guess.
You get waxiness.
Yeah, a little bit.
Waxiness, and it's more prevalent in this than sherry.
Yeah. It doesn't have quite the complexity of the sherry finish, which I kind of thought. I got spun sugar and a little bit of a hint of lemon and green apple on the initial, and then that kind of faded away. Now I get a lot more of the oak notes going on.
Andrew, I think you're up, my friend.
Any water on it?
What are you doing with it? You drinking?
I'm tasting. I'm trying to enjoy and understand what we're
Good
doing.
whiskey. This is really good, actually. I'm gonna save some of my comments, but I'm enjoying this one.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, for a price point, it's what $8 more than the work in progress sherry finish, which is.
Got this, Dennis?
I always have problems that do the
Hang on,
same.
right here.
How many drops
This
is
whole right here. Cover that. one.
Don't. Oh, he's got it.
Yeah.
So, all
I
right.
just kind of
Wait,
roll.
I can
Keep
go.
going.
huh?
Keep going.
Now don't
How much
murder
you
it.
want? Whoa.
Oh,
How much you want?
that's good. Oh,
Okay, so
So,
I need more scotch
let's
now.
see what water does to this.
Yeah.
A little bit more sulfur in there. It's really close to the sherry finish as far as nose.
all right.
Okay. Wow.
So let's talk through what this is. I don't have a number yet, so let's start talking through it.
All right.
So,
Do it.
so this is a really clean Scotch in my view. They say it's bourbon cask, but I'm not getting much bourbon. At least I don't think of the sweetness of a bourbon, and that I'm not getting that out of this. It is. It's warm and lemony.
Sure.
It is a little, I guess as you would say, coastal. I mean, I get kind of that. I think there's brine, but I don't know if it's truly brine. I don't have a lot of smoke, I don't think. So it's fairly, I don't say one-dimensional, but it doesn't seem as deep. It's definitely not deep and rich as I normally like. So, I don't know. I'm afraid I'm not going to give this a very good score just because it doesn't really
Well, be
fit
honest.
my
What, you know,
flavor profile. So I'm going to go 1.5 finger on this one out of 4.
Ooh. Look at
So he's going to give me a hard
He's
time.
gonna kick him out of the store.
So
Get outta here.
and I there's just today it's not hitting my palate.
Alright,
And so
fair enough.
Fair enough. There you go.
You're up.
Yeah.
Me?
You're
Yeah.
You're next in
Go
line.
around the table.
Right.
Oh,
That's cool.
you want to round it
No,
up?
no, no. This is cool. Compared to, if I was going to compare it to the sherry cask, this wins hands down. Beautiful, beautiful whiskey.
So tell me why. The expert.
Integration of flavor. Everything is, you know, everything is talking to each other. Nothing kind of dominating.
Okay.
Straight off the bat, I got kind of lemon bonbon, kind of sweet, kind of fine sugar, powdered sugar, a little bit of grilled pineapple. You know, you get a little touch of that.
Pineapple.
That's an expert there.
Ah, man.
The charcoal.
Yeah,
Makes
just
me
a
want to take
touch.
another drink.
Yeah. Now, what did I do?
You know, it's the coastal element is there. It's got a touch of brininess to it. You know, it's not a salty. It's just like it's like standing next to the seashore. You know, you just get a touch of that kind of a whiff of it.
Yeah.
On the palate, I think it's great. I mean, you get that it's sweet entry, but it's not too sweet. Again, it's kind of like the previous the sherry cask. It's just everything is kind of sits well on the palate. It's interesting because I think it drinks really well at 54.1%. Do we need water? Not really. You know, maybe I'm just
Maybe you're just an Irishman.
But a drop of water actually is great. It really opens it up, and it's a gorgeous malt, and it has this waxiness. You know, I get a waxiness that coats the inside of my palate, and it's just, you know, it's not to the level of kind of Clyde Leash, that kind of style. It's just a hint, and gorgeous finish. I mean,
His oil is
this
awesome.
to me is.
I mean, look at how oily it is.
If I want to stick a points on it, I'm going to say we do 3/4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can we do?
You can do
We go
I'll do 3.5.
I was going to say, we usually do halves. We don't allow the quarter points, but we would allow you.
You can say whatever you
You're the
want.
expert. You can say whatever. You can say .675.
I'll tell you what. No, I'll do 3.5. I'll say it's a 3.5 for me. This is a lovely, lovely whiskey. You know, when you're talking about the bourbon element, it's not so much that you're getting the bourbon flavor. It's more you're getting or for me, it's more you're getting kind of the tropical fruit notes. You're getting some of the vanilla. You know, that's what you're kind of getting, or that's what I'm getting out of it. I think it's just to me, it's a fantastic whiskey. And
You know, before we go on, we didn't do this in the previous review with the sherry finish, but there's a Gaelic term on here that none of the 4 dummies could pronounce, so we're going to put this one to the expert and
on the
how to
spot.
say this.
Kilkerran. Cian Loch Kilkerran.
What the devil does that mean?
That's going to be
It's
it.
an
That's the name of the settlement.
Oh, it just there you go. See,
Loch is lake. Cian
Excellent.
is a head.
They put it on the bottle. I figured we'd at least get it read because I can't read it.
Wow.
Okay, Drew. I'm
All
sorry
right,
to
so
interrupt you.
I really enjoy this Scotch. It's bold. It's got a lot of good flavors for me. I mentioned earlier on the nose, I smell the green apple was very strong for me. On the taste, I'll tell you right now, water all the way for me. I liked it neat, but with the water, the flavors really got stronger for me. It was much more bold. I've got, let's see, the green apple and the taste, but the bourbon, the oak of that bourbon really came out too, as far as the water droplets and the sweetness for it. I think this for me is definitely a 2.5 all the way. Almost a 3, not quite there. I need to drink some more if I make that 3, but for 2.5 and the price, this is a really good drink.
I am going to agree. This was a very interesting glass for me. My initial taste, I had green apple, I had lemon, I had some spun sugar, and then it all kind of went away a little bit, and I think the alcohol maybe overpowered some of it a little bit for me. But a drop of water opened everything back
great.
up. And I was sitting over here laughing, and if you caught that, it was marzipan. So I was very excited because that was why I came. But I really, it was much more unified than the sherry finish for me. It had a lot of good stuff going on. Neat with water. I think you can drink it either way. Just a really nice glass. I enjoy this one quite a bit. And for the dollar value, I think it's really up there.
It's really
I'm going to go. I would go 275, but we don't allow that.
No.
So I'm going to say 2.5. I'm with Drew. I think if I had just a little bit, I'm going to finish this little sip, but I'll go 2.5. I think it's a really solid whiskey, especially in that price range.
Yep.
All right.
You're up, dude.
I'm going to start with a 3. I'm just going to say that up front. And why I'm going to go there is because I'm trying not to let the sherry review sit in the back of my mind, but it's there. And I gave that a 2.5. To me, this is a little bit more bold, and that's probably because it's at 54%. Neat. It's a pretty good punch. It's powerful, but it's not off-putting powerful. Now I agree with you two guys and disagree with the expert in the room and saying 2 or 3 drops. Boom, I was like, all right, this is me. I'm going to drink this thing all night. It did open it up. It did make it a little bit more easy to drink. The flavors opened up for me. Even the nose opened up a little bit more. And yes, I smelled the things that you all said. I didn't smell the marzipan. My bad.
It's all right. Nobody's perfect.
Honestly, I think that I had made a comment while we were all sticking our noses in this and thinking about it, that I actually could smell a little bit, if I closed my eyes, and I could smell a bourbon in it, but I don't necessarily taste it. I really liked it with the water. It definitely can hold the water.
Yeah.
But it's a strong Scotch, and it's an enjoyable Scotch to me. It's not going to punch you in the face and make you not want it anymore. It's going to give you a good punch in the gut and say, come get another, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to go 3.
You know what? It's strong enough too. You can let it sit here and just let it sit and open up.
I challenge
it's
you to
smelling
do it.
better and better.
Yeah.
Because
I would agree.
Right,
It
I
is
challenge you to
changing.
do that 15 or 20
It's
minutes
hard
from now.
not to,
It's
because
probably
you wanna
going to
drink
smell
it, but-
a little bit more. But as strong as it is, it's a great glass to do that. Pour this, and this is a 45-minute dram, you guys. I
Yep,
mean,
absolutely.
and there's nothing wrong with
Oh,
it.
that's delicious. Man, that's really good.
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
much more of that bread sweetness on the nose now.
I think he said, what did you say? Sugar
Spun
sponge?
sugar.
Sponge
What the
sugar.
devil? Why does he
Cotton
always
candy.
got to throw
Cotton
that?
candy.
See, why didn't he say cotton candy?
Because
Because
it's spun
it's
sugar.
a chef. He's got new
Because it doesn't have to be cotton candy. Because then you're going to think of like going to the fair.
Right,
It's not
that's
like
the same
that.
thing. Right.
I can come over to your kitchen and make a big mess and show you what it tastes like.
All right, let's do that. So what do we have here?
I had a 1.5,
1.5,
3.5.
3.5,
2.5.
2.5.
2.5,
Maybe it's a
3.
little low, but
All over the
Who
board.
knows? We'll add it up later.
This is what is wonderful about
Come buy
Scotch.
this Scotch.
Absolutely.
Absolutely
really
love it,
good.
guys.
different flavor, different people.
Give us
Absolutely.
comments if you've been able to find this. We'd love to hear from you.
We would. I mean, speak up. Thank you, Vine Table. Thank you, Dennis.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
We loved it.
Stay tuned for Facebook Live stuff, and we're going to start talking about the Whiskey Expo a lot.
Yep.
A lot more
There we go.
in the future. So,
Cheers out.
All
Cheers,
right.
everyone. Thanks again.
cheers.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Hey Scotch lovers, thanks for watching.
Joining the conversation.
More videos below, and hit subscribe before you go so you can get the new videos when they come out.
Cheers.